Justin.
This meeting is being recorded.
And
I don't even.
thank you. What are we doing here tonight? So we got minutes from Tuesday night's meeting. I was there, so you guys get a chance to review them.
No.
Yeah.
It's like a town meeting here.
Yeah.
Town employee meeting.
Oh, people on the thing.
No, we do. I should behave myself.
All right, I'll move to approve the. Oh, wait, I did see who sent this thing there, the non-public ones. From non-public minutes from May 13th.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
The health insurance stuff, you have a ton of information to read and we have to make a decision on May 27th. And so if you have any questions, you should email them to Carrie Ann and Chet before then.
Okay.
And Carrie Ann is in charge. That happened too.
That happened too. I think that happened a while ago. So, okay. Can you email that all to me? Or if you might just put it in my box?
It's
Either
some
way.
big pieces of paper. It's-
Maybe Gary,
Yeah,
could you print some off to form?
I can do it for you. I did make you a copy. Sure did. Thank you.
You're so efficient. Thank you.
All right, I will move to approve these now. Scott has to read them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we're only doing Q4 for the water bill?
Yeah, the second one's, we didn't want to do it all at once this time, so we're gonna do two. That'll come out right after.
You made motion to,
I did.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
I don't really have one, that's I can't, okay.
Must have brought a mess from the bank when they didn't want it.
Okay.
All right, so we've got a warrant for water for Q4 for $51,596.32.
You, Monica. Welcome.
Have a motion to approve that so we can get sent out.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Monica's picking it tonight. What, pens, forms?
Yeah.
Chet, when are we looking at potentially evaluating the rates? To
We
determine
actually,
when is that?
I've been talking to Sean about that, and we're just getting all the dates in order, because there's a certain number of days you have to give for a notice and have a public hearing. I'm just getting that organized.
But that will happen.
I
this-
think it has to happen this summer, like
Okay.
July-ish would be my
Okay.
goal.
We have a request from Ann to abate $1,600.37 and 94 cents for parts from Q2 and Q3 of 2024 for map 15A lots 83, 67 Reagan Road due to inaccurate readings. I don't know how we know that.
We do know because I have learned that we have one additional digit in like half of our meters, the way the head reads. That one read 40,000 gallons of usage when it was actually 4,000. And this has happened on a couple of occasions in other places as well. It did not get picked up. And then it got to the point where it's been sitting out there. That is a currently serving service member who's moving out of town. His house is for sale. And we needed to get that corrected. We've been working with the water department for the last few months to make sure we have that correct. So I believe that
Are they replacing that head?
all the heads are getting replaced.
Okay.
So the hope is once we get all of this work done, that this should go away. And actually, because we've had this number of issues, and I want to actually even better understand it, I intend to accompany the water department when we do the readings at the end of June. So take the list of the ones that
Aren't they gonna be fed right directly to the town hall?
only 10 of them right now are doing that.
But aren't we supposed to have new TEDs by the end of June?
We should have some more, but it won't be 200 of them.
They won't know.
Ones we have to manually read because we have properties where we're having continual problems. I want to go out and see what the issue is. We've had address issues, we've had owner issues, we've had all kinds of things, and we just want to make sure we put an end to that.
I'm finding this a little thin on facts here. That's all I'm finding from Ann. So it just.
Well, it's been because we had to get it done now because it would go to lien if not. And we did not, there was no reason for that because it is an incorrect reading.
But why
And
is,
that's not
so these came out in December, why is Ann just getting into it now?
Because the numbers weren't finalized.
They're still not finalized because we estimated for two and 3 and 4 actually. So,
No. Four is an actual reading.
okay,
Those were actual readings, but there was a significant number of discrepancies that had to go back and be revisited to be corrected. And what we chose to do this year was instead of abating everything that was a mistake, we tried to get them fixed before we sent the bill out, which also added to the delay because we kept sending them back to the water department saying these 15 don't make sense or these 10. And we didn't want to issue a warrant that wasn't correct.
I know a lot of this is because of the software upgrade on the water department, but pretty
It's
frustrated with
it's
it.
unacceptable.
Yeah, been going on for
Yep.
9 months now, so. All right, motion to approve it.
So moved.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
I,
You'll clean it up with these, you know. Hopefully for.
Steve, can I ask a question?
Yep, who's that?
It's Stella Butterfield.
Hi,
Do we have a date, tentative date as to when the fourth quarter bill will be coming out?
so should be this
Next couple of days.
next couple days. That's what we just signed on, Stella, so.
Okay,
That means we're still behind on Q1 of 2025, so
okay,
that should be
and,
coming out right now anyway, so,
okay, thank you.
yep. All right, shared workspace policy. Who's gonna,
We're getting ready for the addition of staff the offer was accepted, they'll be starting June 9th. So while Chet's out, we'll be fixing town hall to include a third workstation in that area. Knowing our space limitations, it's turning into a sizable project and we'll have to move a lot of shared spaces. So we just wanted to get a policy on place on how we're gonna handle that, so we can start getting people's stuff into their own office and workspace, rather than just sitting next to the shared space, now that we have to put 2 desks where there had been 1.
Right. What is the plan for the added person where?
The added person will be sitting at Rebel's current station.
Okay.
Rebel is moving into the administrator's office. And then the shared space is being split. Right now, there are like 6 groups that use that desk. What there's gonna be is there gonna be one side will be the building inspector and the assessor, and the other side will be the elected officials and planning commission and stuff like that. So there will be the treasurer, the inspector, the supervisor, the checklist. All of them will be using that side, and their files will be right there next to them.
So are we gonna try to move the assessor files, all those files into your office?
Yes, well, it's gonna be a temporary location. Brian Armbruster has agreed or offered to come in. We're gonna start scanning those so that we can start to reduce. We're gonna start scanning all of the property records and work that process so we can start to condense what we have in paper. And that doesn't mean we throw any of it out, it just becomes storage.
All right, so I guess I'd like a better clarity of how we access the scanned documents.
The intention is that when the new website goes live, they're gonna be able to access property files on the new website.
Okay.
But we're working on that piece of it
Okay,
ongoing.
have you had to go back and try to find anything in stuff that you digitized quite a bit of stuff a year ago or 6 months ago, right? If you had to go back and try to access it and see how difficult it is, or is it?
Well, our stuff that we scanned is all confidential and permanent retention. It is easy to access because right now it's on a shared folder on SharePoint. And Rebel has access to building inspection. Me and Chet have access to terminated employee files. Monica has board minutes.
Is it a simple process or is it just, is
Yeah,
it?
no, there's a folder and.
Okay,
we
I was
can
just
look at it.
curious. I mean, it's-
The goal of this one, because the new website, when we talk about the accessibility was part of the issue, is that they will be able to, once we get it all set up, which will take a while, you will be able to do a search
Mhm.
for the property and it will pull up.
Okay.
That's the hope that we get to in the long term, because that's one of the advantages of the new websites is you can search for things and it'll find them better. Yeah.
It's similar to how our meeting minutes are, how we have an entire year scanned as one, and then you can just word find.
Yeah.
That's currently saved in Google Docs, so now it'll just be saved on Civic Plus.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I have comments.
Good.
So you probably anticipated that.
That's why she brought the printer in case you.
Okay, and I'm not asking it to be changed, I'm just questioning, so under shared workspaces, cleanliness and organization, it says desks and equipment should follow basic hygiene rules. I think that could be open for interpretation. If, someone's basic hygiene, we have variety, so, what does that actually mean, maybe? What do we expect it to look like when someone leaves that space?
So currently, no candy wrappers left behind, no chip dust.
Okay, so, that's. Do you wanna say you won't store any food or trash on or in the desks? Do we ever have mice problems because people leave
Yes.
food in there?
There's mice problems in the building, but we don't know what it's actually caused by. We do have a lot of mice.
It'd probably be best if people don't have food in their
Yeah,
desk.
shouldn't be. So we can all store it all in our lunchroom.
The desk and equipment should follow basic hygiene rules such as no food or drinks stored in desk or left on workspace.
Yeah,
Leave it as you found it.
Leave the desk as it was found.
or space, legal space as of the sentence.
Under confidential documents, it says avoid leaving confidential documents on desks. I would change it to confidential documents may not be left on desk.
Correct.
And then where it says files should be stored in provided file cabinets, I would say must. be.
Must.
Yeah, we have an
Confidential documents shall not be left on desks. What was the next?
I would say may not, shall not, may not, I don't know, they're both the same, and whatever you have there, Carrie Ann. And then files
Must be.
must be stored in provided file cabinets.
Got it,
Sounds like a shot at my office.
but that's your personal space.
Okay, then next one, office walls, decorations and posters. My recommendation would be to really define that, especially areas that are viewable to the public, what you can have for decorations. You know, I mean, where I work, you can have up to 2 photos, personal photos that are 5x7. They have to be framed and they have to be facing the employee. They can't be facing customers. And then where it says offensive, they can't be offensive or disruptive, I think, again, open for interpretation. I don't know what I might suggest saying, like, you can't put anything on the wall. Do you have anything on the desk? If you put offensive or disruptive, then I would think it would say, like, ultimately the decision is the town administrator. Like, if there's question about if something is offensive or disruptive, then the town administrator can determine that. But
But the only other thing, if you're, I mean, we can carry this up to exactly what they can put on, but the other thing is if they go put up something disruptive or offensive, that employee is probably offensive to begin with anyway.
Well, no, I think what to Sadie's point, I mean, somebody could put up a rainbow and it could be, you know, for LGBTQ and it could be offensive to somebody down, not, you know, and that's not right, you know, so either way it goes, so I just think it's.
Should I just delete the entire sentiment and make the point that in the shared workspace on the walls, it all has to be approved by the town administrator? Because that was the very last line. Any
Well,
posting-
so I think you're talking, the office walls and shared workspace are 2 different things in this, right?
So
There should be
I'm
no
trying to
personal items
change
on
the
shared space.
policy for that, for the public waiting room, that's on Rebel's other side.
Right.
And can do what she wants in her reading room for the town clerk tax collector side. So I'm trying to tailor it for the town hall shared portion and then that inner town hall stuff, because we're gonna be putting privacy acoustic panels to break up the echo and the noise. So we don't want people like push pinning stuff all over the acoustic panels.
So maybe I would say.
I would say personal decoration should be employee facing and not.
And desktop, maybe, nothing attached to the walls or any other.
There's no
vertical.
reason in a shared space to have it on the walls, I mean, I
Right.
think.
There's no reason to have anything, because that's temporary use.
Right.
It's also a place of business, and when residents can walk in and see things all over the place, I mean, that speaks to the professionalism of the town too, so I think.
Yep.
We need to be aware of. Not that I see any issues, but. You know, it is a shared space.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of realignment, and I
Yeah.
just wanna make sure that everybody knows what the rules are.
So I cut that one down. Decorations and posters, employees are encouraged to personalize their individual workspaces directly bordering their desk. Any items displayed on shared office walls should be approved by the town administrator.
I think
Any postings in public reading areas and town hall shared spaces also need to be approved by the town administrator.
I think we wanna take out office walls and say any personalization needs to be desktop, so that you're not damaging a vertical surface.
Yeah, and I think that's true for not just the town office, it's the highway garage, it's the police station, it's.
All the stuff is already on the wall when I get
Take it down.
there.
I've seen some of the the emails that came to the old highway to garage.
There's none of those posted that.
Several layers back, Bob. Several Bobs back.
Yeah.
I've removed a lot of the other stuff.
But
Prior.
I don't, you guys did well.
I got employees that
transfer station too.
employees are encouraged to personalize their individual workspaces directly. Ordering their desk directly. On their desk,
On to this.
on the desk. Any personalization needs to be desktop and should avoid posting on town walls. Any necessary postings in public waiting areas and town hall shared spaces need to be approved by the town administrator.
I think that's fine. Do you think we should add that? I think it's kind of implied, like if. You walk by and there's something that's offensive and Chet says, hey, you can't have that on your desk, that hopefully we wouldn't have to refer to a policy. Hopefully there wouldn't be anything.
And the desk stuff hasn't been offensive. It's more just like we post things, forget it's there, and then we have all these postings everywhere.
Well, some can get it.
I don't have any other feedback. I like everything else. I liked that too, just worded slightly differently.
We good, I'll print it.
That's why she brought the printer. You weren't allowed to leave until you.
Wow.
So then, and then Stephen will read it into record and then we'll vote on it. That's what Roger says is Robert's rules. I love that we're getting policies.
We got a lot more to do.
I type A, and full display.
Thank you. For the record. Shared workspace policy for the town of Enid. Purpose of the policy is to ensure a clean, organized, and professional work environment for all employees of the town of Canaan. This policy outlines the expectations for maintaining shared workspaces in town hall. Town hall has set a number of desks in the shared area. These desks aren't assigned to any particular employee, contractor, or official, but may be shared. Employees, contractors, and elected officials who come to work may sit at an unoccupied desk of their choice. After they're finished with their work, they need to remove personal items from the desk so their colleagues may use it. Scope of the policy applies to all employees, elected officials, contractors, visitors, and who utilize the town of Canaan's shared office spaces. Policy, shared workspaces, cleanliness and organization. Employees, contractors, and officials are expected to keep shared workspaces clean and organized. Desks and equipment should follow basic hygiene rules, such as no food or drink left on a desk or in a workspace. Leave the workspace as it was found. This includes desks, conference rooms, waiting rooms, interior walls, and any other communal areas. Personal items may be kept to a minimum in shared workspaces. Employees should store personal belongings in their specific office and refrain from unauthorized decorating public or shared workspace. That's a word missing there. And refrain from unauthorized decorating of public or shared workspaces. Shared equipment such as printers, copiers, kitchen appliance should be used responsibly. Employees should ensure that these items are clean and in working order after use. Avoid monopolizing a specific desk. If the town receives complaints about leaving personal items on a desk, they'll be asked to move or to another location. Confidential documents. Confidential documents may not be left on desks. Files must be stored in provided file cabinets. End of day routine. At the end of each workday, employees should be tidy up their work areas, dispose of any trash, and ensure the shared spaces are ready for use the next day. Office walls. Decorations and posters. Employees are encouraged to personalize their individual workspaces directly on the desk. Any personalization needs to be desktop and should avoid posting on town walls. Any necessary postings in public waiting areas and town hall shared spaces need to be approved by the town administrator. Bulletin boards, official notices and important information should be posted on designated bulletin boards. Personal notices and advertisements should be approved by the town administrator before being posted. Maintenance, employees should report any damage to office walls such as holes, marks, or peeling paint to the town administrator for prompt repair. Temporary displays, any temporary displays or postings for events should be removed promptly after the event concludes. Responsibilities, all employees and elected officials are responsible for adhering to this policy and maintaining a clean and organized work environment. Also included is scrapping paper files whenever possible, using electronic storage systems instead. Supervisors are responsible for ensuring that their teams comply with this policy and for addressing any issues that arise. The town administrator is responsible for the coordination of maintenance and repair of office spaces, including walls and shared equipment. Town of Canaan Select Board. The Select Board is responsible for providing enough desks to accommodate all employees, contractors, and elected officials working at specific times. All desks are to be equipped with phones, computer screens, keyboards, mouses that connect to laptops. The board will also provide fast and effective technical support available at all times. Compliance. Failure to comply with this policy may result in disciplinary action up to and including termination of employment. Employees are encouraged to report any violation of this policy to their supervisor or human resources. Review of this policy will be reviewed annually and updated as necessary to ensure it remains effective and relevant. Have a motion to approve the shared workspace policy of Town of Canaan.
Do you wanna add that one word you said was
Yeah.
missing, or?
Where was it?
Under personal items. Refrain from unauthorized decorating of public or shared workspaces. Needed of after the decorating in parentheses. Or in italics, rather.
Should I delete the quotation?
What's that?
I'll delete the quotation mark. Or that's okay.
She's deleting the quotation marks.
Oh. Well, that's fine too.
So then it was like,
Still need-
unauthorized decorating of public
Still need to know, Greg.
Yep, I got that.
or shared workspace. Good work with that. Did you make it? I'm sorry, did you make a motion?
I made a motion.
I'll second
Oh, no,
it.
I asked for a motion. You made a motion?
Sure. I'll move to approve.
All in favor?
That's correct.
You can sign the signature page.
Right.
There's only one page has to be read.
You're up.
Just two quick things. One, our audit started on Tuesday. We've been with them for a couple of days and we're answering questions. I placed a copy of the scope of services for the auditor for them to sign. I'm signing that. That's basically our understanding of what the services they're going to approve. But wanted you to have a copy of the letter so you would be able to review it, make sure, see if you have any questions. At this time, we worked in office 2 days, they were working on our stuff in their office remotely the next couple days, and we're answering questions and things of that nature, so. Just wanted to make you aware of that, and the other piece is the ever loving good news we get every year from the DRA. Basically, we got our equalized tax figures, our total equalized valuation. And we are currently sitting at a 66.1%, which means that we are 34% low with our evaluations.
Okay.
And that's what we will be taxed based on when the fall comes. It's kind of what happened last year as well. The number was lower than anticipated. We put in what we calculate in the town, but they adjust the valuations to make this calculation. So those are the only two things I had for you.
Okay.
And then that's.
Do we want to make an announcement about we hired a building inspector?
Yeah, we did. We hired a building inspector. He started on Monday. It's Ted Armstrong. And he's been diligently coming up to speed, and I think he's gonna be a great addition to the town. And he's looking for just all the assistance we can give him, and he's gonna be going out, he's starting to learn, looking at existing permits and visiting sites just to become familiar with it, so.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a great addition.
Told him that he can reach out to me at all times, so.
Yeah.
Did we get that updated on the website? You know,
No.
okay.
And then the property on 118 went officially on the market?
Today,
Okay.
I was gonna say today was.
Today was the date we signed it for, because we waited for the meeting on Tuesday.
Mhm.
So that currently should be going live today.
Okay. Good.
So that's where we are.
All right,
And I will see you again on the 10th of June.
yes,
And there will be a meeting on the 27th, which will have, and that will be a normal 6 o'clock night, but it is a special meeting. And that's going to be for the official property tax warrant. And then there's gonna be a couple other minor items, I think, added to that.
Insurance, I thought,
Excuse me?
you said health insurance.
Yeah, health insurance is the other major item on that we have to actually select on that night.
okay,
So those are the two items for that special meeting.
okay,
That's the 27th.
27.
Okay.
Did you get shared on that message to me from Doreen about painting on the meeting house? I got a email from her the other day that they had the building looked at and there's painting that needs to be done. And the town has normally put money into that every year.
Well, and that would be a conversation we'll have with John. We did set money aside from last year's budget to carry it over, plus we have this year's budget, so.
Well, I don't understand why she should know that.
And I'm not sure, so it's a John Bergeron question, and we just gotta get those two to talk so they understand how they're
Yeah.
doing that. And we did have, just so you know, EMS has looked at the museum. The part that has the hole in the rot.
Yeah.
It is dry rot inside, we don't know the extent yet. But he wants to get in there and just, because it does have, it is gonna get weaker, so he's gonna have to shore some things up, so we wanna make sure he's gonna take care of that.
Yeah, because that is a structural beam.
Yes,
and you're all set for, well, Chet's gone? Do you need any help? If you know, scream, please reach out. I will make
Yeah.
time to come in and help you.
yeah, that's, and the work items, we're gonna be working on the lease. She's got the application, we're gonna be filling that out. When I come back, I can finish it, we can get that done with the trucks. And then we're gonna have to get, in a hurry, when I come back in June, getting the bond anticipation note application out. So that NHMA, not HMA. The New Hampshire Bond Bank, that they're gonna shop that for pricing for the bond anticipation note, and then knowing that next spring is when we will apply for the final. And then they'll just transfer from one to the other.
So you're not out here on the 27th when we do the health insurance vote, okay,
Back
got it.
on the,
I'm all screwed up on select board meetings right now, so. We have one every night evidently.
So I'm back in the area on the 3rd, and the 4th is my first day back.
Any other business? Bob, you here for something?
No,
Oh,
no, I'm just headed back to the transfer station when I'm done here.
oh, what's going on there?
Killing time.
He's
Just
the
help
pressure.
now.
He's the compactor, that's Bob the compactor.
The trailer is being.
Well, Jason was doing it, or not Jason,
Ryan,
Can you hear me?
over the
2
weekend.
Saturdays, yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, and
Thomas, you are correct, there is no meeting on the 20th.
Yeah, we moved it up to this past Tuesday.
Can you hear me? This is Roger.
yes,
Yeah, there seems to be a question about the minutes and when they're available and all that kind of thing. The draft minutes, I believe the state says they're supposed to be available in 5 business days after the meeting. And on all the school boards and stuff I've always worked with, what they are decided that means they're available to look at. That the town or the city or whatever doesn't need to deliver them or put them on a website or anything like that if they're not official. So what that always meant to me, and I don't know what the law is by the way, with regard to the state, but what that always meant was that there'd be a hard copy available, probably the town office, if somebody wanted to see them while they were still drafted, before they were made approved, official, that they can go to the town office and find them. And that would be minutes or anything associated with the town. But when it made me think about it when you were doing that shared workspace policy, you might want to finalize something for all of the committees and all the boards in the town that the minutes are available by such and such a date, and, you know, the whole thing about the approval and the draft and all that. Just to make it,
Are all the boards pretty good about getting their minutes in?
Yeah, so they're already on our website and it's listed as draft, or they're listed as approval. They're actually, all the minutes are already in Ann's office and the other ones are in his office. They're already there.
Okay.
Yeah, all they do is ask, or I'll send them to the link, either one.
Yeah.
Great.
Once they can have them directly emailed to them.
so you don't want to get into that if you don't have to.
Great.
Have a good night.
Motion to adjourn? To adjourn non-public? No?
Okay.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.